This is episode 93 of Real Occult, and today we are talking about the eternal process of hard work and how it's required as a living, breathing human being. And so all of us, no matter who you are, we will experience challenges, hardships, obstacles. No matter who you are, no matter where you're born, no matter what spot you are in the hierarchy, we're all going to have challenges, obstacles, hardships, barriers. We all live within Saturn's ring. And so Saturn represents karma, challenges, obstacles, timing. And so Saturn with its ring ensures everything unfolds exactly as it should, and that there is no escaping the lesson we are meant to learn in this lifetime. There's no getting around it. We are trapped within Saturn's ring. And so some people, they're speeding through life. They're in a rush. This is me when I was much younger. Speeding, smashing into the front of Saturn's ring, trying to go too fast. Some people are on the other side of the spectrum and they're resisting life. Saturn's ring is having to drag them forward through life. So they're on the other side, opposite end of the spectrum. And most of us, we're chilling in the middle, pretty aligned, letting everything unfold naturally. And so, because we're within the ring, there is no escaping the lesson that you're meant to learn, which is how shortcuts always have trade-offs. And so all of these principles that I talk about in these podcasts, they all layer on top of each other. And so everything has trade-offs. Shortcuts have trade-offs. And part of the trade-off is Saturn's ring not allowing us to escape the lesson. And so a very interesting personal anecdote. When I was in my mid-20s, I was the daily in-home hospice caretaker for my bed-bound grandfather. Completely bed-bound, couldn't move, couldn't eat food on his own, like completely bed-bound. And so, full-time caretaker. And this man, when I was growing up, refused to just do simple walks, refused to just do simple exercise. And because of that, at the end of his life, he had to spend 2 years literally in a bed. Thinking, wow, there was no getting out of this pain, hardship, and suffering. I was going to have to put in 2 years of this hard work before I got out of here. And he literally had a brain bleed where I called an emergency ambulance, emergency surgery, ends up surviving, completely bedbound. Because he was not going to be allowed to die. And then has me as a grandson, so I end up, because I'm self-employed at the time and have my own business, have a flexible schedule that I can work around and be a full-time caretaker. Because I have my own set of lessons I'm going to learn through this experience. So he was not allowed to die for 2 years because he had to put in that work. And I had to put in the work to be his caretaker for 2 years because I had to learn my lesson. However, I would have learned my lesson in a different way through a different vehicle if he would have spent those 2 years taking care of his health up front. And then that whole ending, then the whole set of lessons would have been different. The vehicle to deliver the set of lessons would have been different. The lesson itself would be the same. There's no escaping the lesson. And so, in this life, when we die and take none of our material possessions, including this meat suit that is our body. We take none of it with us. No matter who you are, you don't take it with you. Because you were born into your circumstance. You were born into the exact family you were so that you can have this exact set of experiences to be molded by the world. Everyone's all so focused. I'm here. I'm going to change the world. I want to change. We are here to be molded and have our souls refined by the experiences we have in this life. Because these are the set of lessons which we can see in the 3 layers of karma when we start digging into the numerology and astrology. What types of lessons you can expect to have. And in what areas those lessons are most likely to appear. And now, as you're experiencing the hardship, as you're experiencing the challenge, the emotional pressure, the emotional tension of uncomfortability, and as you're moving through these experiences, you can choose to acknowledge the lesson and change your behavior so that you don't have to repeat over and over and over. And when you get to the end, the only thing you have is the character that you've built. So if you wanted to make and have the most patient character, and so this applies if you have very prominent Earth energies, Taurus energies, Saturn energies. If patience and long-term work periods and application and large structural foundations are the lesson that you're meant to learn in this lifetime, and Saturn's ring is going to ensure that you learn it, you're going to have some of your results delayed. You're going to have to learn how to be patient. And so if you were making that person in a video game, you would delay their results to make them patient. If you were trying to have an emotionally resilient character, you would have them go through emotionally turbulent times and learn how to maintain composure. So all of these events that unfold, everything that we're experiencing, everything that we're going through is happening and unfolding for us. So that at the end of this journey, in this lifetime, we can check off the box and say, yep, I completed the set of lessons I needed to. I don't need to come back over and redo this set of lessons, come back with a similar energetic imprint from birth, and just have a more painful, more challenging time to force me to learn the lesson. I'll learn it this time, and so I can move on. And this is how, over time, you can build that character into whatever it is you desire. So if you're someone who wants to be honest over time, as you're honest and challenging moments, as you have these microsecond decisions, am I going to tell the truth? Am I actually going to express myself, or am I going to bite my tongue again? And you do it over and over, and you build that muscle. That becomes your default, and now you are an honest person. Now that character trait has been established. You don't have to go through that set of lessons next time. You can check that box. And so, the cool thing is none of this matters because we don't get to take any of it with us. What that doesn't mean is that you can just screw around and waste it all and throw it all away. Because at the end of the day, that energetic permanent record, the permanent record that is the energetic grid, Newton's third law, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, that concept, that idea, that principle, shows us that at the end, if you wasted it, it's going to come back to bite you. If you made it this far, I genuinely appreciate you for listening. You're an absolute rock star. If you have any questions, you can always get in contact with me for free at school.com/real occult. Once again, completely free, SKOOL.com/real occult. I genuinely appreciate you. The universe is on your side. The universe wants you to win. The universe so badly wants you to win. I also want you to win. And I'll talk to you again soon.